Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at Nearpod.com. So the first thing you want to do is you want to sign in. So if you go over here to the sign in button and enter your information, and I already have my account information saved, and this should have been given to you by Miss Hollis. So if you go ahead and log in, you're going to come into the Nearpod area. So if you go here, we're going to go ahead and create today. Alright, so one of the best features about Nearpod is you can turn a PowerPoint you already have into a Nearpod. So if you go here and you click Upload Files, select Local File. Alright, and I have a PowerPoint saved that I did for my social studies class on mercantilism. So I click Open. And it's going to add the PowerPoint into the Nearpod. So if you look here, it's processing. It's just taking a minute. So one of the best things about Nearpod is your students, you can actually assess your students while you're presenting. So while you're presenting this information, you can have a mini quiz within it, or a question, or something to kind of gauge their understanding of what they're doing so far. So it is still processing. Alright, so my PowerPoint is in Nearpod. So if you go through, I have my different slides. Now let's say I wanted to add more to it though. I wanted to add one of those quizzes. Alright, so this focuses on the trade in the colonies. So let's add a slide right here. And let's say I want to do an assessment. So you click Add Activity. And you have several choices. You can do an open-ended question, you can do a poll, you can do a quiz, you can do a draw it, or collaborate, fill in the blank. You can do whatever kind of assessment you want. So for today's sake, we're going to do an open-ended question. So you would type, what were some key differences between the northern and southern colonies in regards to slavery? Oops. So you would add that. Save. Now, let's say I wanted it after we talked about the North and the South. So you could just drag it over here, then go right here. Alright, so what you can do is you can preview. So if you bring your screen down here, you can click Preview. And what you'll do is we're going to go to the beginning. So you can flip through it like a regular PowerPoint, and the students will all have this on their devices. So go through, give the lesson. Alright. We've discussed the difference between northern and southern colonies. So you would type your open-ended question here. Alright, the students will have, what are some key differences between northern and southern colonies? So if you look right here. Alright, so like I said, there's other types of questions you can add in there. It doesn't just have to be open-ended, so you can click Add Slide here. So if you wanted to add more content, you could. Add web content, you can embed a video in here that your students could watch and answer something on, or add activity. These different ones right here. Add content. They also have choices. So one of my favorites for visual effects is the field trip. So let's see. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with mercantilism, but you can pick, so I typed in England. You can pick a virtual field trip. We're going to preview it. So the students actually can get a 360 view of different places. So it's a virtual field trip. It's a 360. If they have iPads, if they're using this with iPads, they can use their iPads to go up and down as well. So that's one of my favorite features if you need to provide a visual for your students. All right. So, like I said, there's other features. We're not going to get into every single one today, but those are just a few of my favorite. Add activity, but definitely if you want to do some kind of assessment, this is your best bet. All right, so when you're using Nearpod, let's say we're done. All right, we're going to save and exit. We're going to call this mercantilism. And it's going to be for 11th grade. It's going to be for U.S. History, Social Studies. Save and exit. So when you're ready to show this, or when you're ready to use this, you just log into your Nearpod account. You can see I have several up here. So you click mercantilism, you'd click right here, live lesson. And that's if you're doing it with the class. Students enter their code on their devices, and then they just flip through with you as well. All right, so it's a really neat thing. When you have students on it, you can also, I don't have any students live, but you can tell which students are following along and which ones aren't with this button right here. So it'll tell you what students are following along and what ones aren't. So if they're not following along, their names go in red. So overall, this is a great assessment tool to present information and just get kind of, a basic assessment as you go along, a formative assessment to see how they're doing. If you have any other questions, you can ask me, but hopefully this is a good way to get you started. Thanks, guys.